sorry you said you were allergic. Another restaurant story from a few years ago. I cook or wait tables depending on how long it takes me to get fed up with one or the other, and I need a change. We always have to be very conscious of allergies in food service, as it can be life or death for some people. For shellfish allergies, nut allergies, celiacs, etc. Enter gluten-free trend crowd. While I recognize some people have a legit allergy, there are so many that are trying to be trendy. The big difference is that a person with a true allergy has an already general idea of what they can and cannot have, and will start the whole process off before ordering by letting you know what said allergy is, which we appreciate as it saves time. No big deal. The trendy gluten-free peeps need to tell you 3 times throughout their order, and then always end up backtracking after they find out that basically everything they desire to order either contains gluten or is potentially cross-contaminated. I was waiting this time around and I started getting tired of hearing about it. We had a particular almost daily regular who would tell us every time about her gluten intolerance, tell all the people sitting near her about it, then proceed to order items that had gluten. I was having a bad day. She comes in, does her normal spiel about being allergic to gluten. I say, yup. Wasn't sufficient enough attention for her. She emphasizes what it does to her delicate system because she's allergic. She orders the usual food cooked and prepared in the fryers, which have had gluten-ridden food fried in them all day. I'm thoroughly annoyed now having to listen to her graphic details about her gut and the effects from gluten. I, as usual, inform her the fryers are cooked in with items containing gluten. As she says the normal, "Oh, that's fine." I have an evil idea pop into my head. Ma'am, you just said you're allergic to gluten. I cannot in good conscience put this restaurant or my job at risk by serving you food that you will have an allergic reaction to. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to pick another item. She's shocked, starts backtracking. I stand firm. No, I'm sorry, but I just can't do it. If you get sick from the food because I was careless about your allergy, then I could lose my job. These are the items you can choose from today. Calls manager over. Momager backs me up after hearing the story. Manager was tired of her too. Lady indignantly orders one of the items I listed to save face. Obviously no tip, but I don't care, it was worth it. Still came back 2 days later miraculously cured of her gluten allergy. I have a minor lactose intolerance problem. Lactose sensitivity? Which does play havoc with my guts. Having someone stop me ordering something because if it would actually be helpful. I'm not allergic to gluten, but it makes me fart like a Gatling gun. So I avoid gluten for the love of my family. If I really want bread though, they better crack a window. This is perfect compliance. Because if she actually was allergic, that's exactly what she would want you to do. Either refuse to serve, or take drastic action to prevent cross-contamination. I'm allergic to nickel. Amount, concentration matters. I don't ask because every place is going to answer yes, because most metals in food prep contain some nickel. I just carry an antihistamine and add them to a list on my phone if problems occur. I absolutely love this. When I was a bartender, I hated when people did this. TBF, I have an anaphylaxis reaction to a few foods. So I'm personally invested in the whole thing. I usually ended up saying something to the effect of, I need to ask if it's a dietary choice or a biological reaction, but only because if it's a biological allergic reaction, I'll go back to the kitchen and have them start the cleaning process. I proceed to make a long list of things they do, implying it takes a long time when it really only takes about 5 minutes because we already have sterilized utensils. If it's a choice, I'd love to point out what gluten-free meals are my favorite. Quote, worked like a charm every time. I almost always got bigger tips for it too. So my aunt is actually deathly allergic to gluten. Also milk and other things. And has been for as long as I can remember. When she used to go grocery shopping, it was a massive pain for her. Not only was it expensive for her to buy the things she could eat, she would also have to spend lots of time looking at ingredients lists to see if that particular food item will kill her or not. She loves the gluten-free trend and has explained the reason to me as this. Gone are the days of her needing to read ingredients lists. Why? Because of the trend. Companies are doing that work for her by just printing gluten-free on the packaging. She has said that so many options are now available to her and she loves it. I hate these people because it makes it harder for people with real food intolerance to be taken seriously. I get severe migraines if I eat garlic. For many foods, I ask if there is garlic in there, and if so, is it possible to make it without? If not, it's fine. I'll order something else. But honestly, the amount of times they say it's no problem and then the dish has clearly garlic in it is so frustrating. I guess they think I'm just picky or don't want bad breath or something, because so many people claim to have intolerances for foods they simply don't like. I have an actual food allergy. Not to gluten. That will kill me. It's so bad that if I see an item on the menu that contains the ingredient, and then a similar item that doesn't, I won't order that second. Safe one, because people are sometimes on autopilot. And I get it. Even still, I let my server know before I order anything at all that I have an allergy to this easily avoidable item. Sometimes, because of a stomach issue I have, I can't eat regular wheat bread because of the expansion of it. I'll ask for a gluten-free whatever, and then state it's a choice, not an allergy. They always appreciate that. Or, better yet, I ask for no bun, and I still explain that I don't have a gluten allergy. It just makes everything easier on the cooks and the servers. I'm a celiac. People like this make me so angry. I once met 12 friends for dinner. I was a little late. 10 purported to have a dire gluten allergy. 1 didn't. When I got to the table, they were all eating chips, salsa, and guacamole. My experience with Mexican restaurants is that the chips are generally fried with the chicken tenders and other breaded items. I asked our waiter what else was fried with the chips. He confirmed my suspicions. I immediately told all the gluten avoiders to stop eating because they were being gluten. To a person, they poo-pooed it and said they always ate the chips. I was left asking a million questions to find safe food and looking like a Karen. People like this make eating out dangerous for celiacs like me. I have a gluten sensitivity. I didn't have it before I got COVID, but I have had it ever since I had COVID. I think it triggered something in my immune system. Anyways, my sensitivity is such that I can have fried stuff that's cross-contaminated, but I can't directly eat it. So, I'm careful with sauces, soup, and breading. Obviously no sandwiches or pasta. I often tell servers about it when I order something that wouldn't normally have gluten in it, and nothing gluten containing is listed. But some things have surprise gluten. Just writing this to say, please be kind to gluten-sensitive people. I get a rash on my hands from it. We aren't as militant about it because it's not lethal, but it does affect our everyday life when exposed. Thanks. Fuck around and find out, IRL. Love it. I have kids with serious, very real and very different food allergies. I appreciate the stand you took. More than a few times, we have had servers who thought we had an intolerance as opposed to an allergy. I completely appreciate a server who says, if this is an allergy, then the safe items for you are X, Y, and Z. If we have the cook make Z without the side, sauce, whatever. Hey op, I just wanted to kindly inform you that there are also people who have a gluten intolerance but are still able to eat things from the same fryer, etc. Smile. Allergies and intolerances are different for everyone. Just because someone says they can eat possibly slightly cross-contaminated food, please don't think they are just following a food trend. I understand your intention with this lady and that the situation was special. But just for your information in the future, smile. Source: my aunt and my best friend, who are both gluten intolerant but can have different things anyways. Stuff from the same fryer for my friend. My mom can eat bread from the same basket, but not the other way around, and both are very miserable for days, weeks if they eat gluten. My daughter does not have celiac disease, but has found that she feels better if she doesn't have it. She asks what their gluten-free options are and then orders from the choices. But she knows what not to order and doesn't need the list. Could be Freudian slip, but momager made me chuckle. Extra points if your manager is a woman. Lol. Wasn't sufficient enough attention for her. Exactly. And so disrespectful to people with actual allergies. I always tell my server that I'm lactose and gluten-free, but it's not an allergy. It's a preference. My daughter has a real allergy. And that's no joke. That said, I genuinely avoid all gluten and dairy, including anything out of a fryer. Unless they have a dedicated fryer. That stuff gives me terrible stomach aches for 3 days. But it's not going to kill me. And I don't want to stress out a kitchen unnecessarily. I find that being honest about it is best for everybody. And most staff are incredibly kind about it when I just tell them what I'm avoiding and ask them to recommend between a couple options that look safe on the menu. 2 of my children have a chicken intolerance. Eating it causes extreme nausea. Oh, the joys that has caused. Driving down the road and suddenly child is throwing up everything he had in the last month. Because someone put chicken stock in his rice and beef. Still came back 2 days later miraculously cured of her gluten allergy. Ah, I remember you. Sorry. Those items you ordered have gluten in them. Here's a glass of gluten-free tepid tap water. Someone who raises a GF kid and owns a restaurant is pissed off by this stuff. They think they will get better, fresher stuff if they scream this. All my customers get the same freshness and greatness of food, claiming to be gluten-free and then telling me the roux of the sauce is no big deal. Tells me I want you out. Don't lie about being gluten-free. Let me know you are picky. We can deal with that. But never, ever lie about a gluten allergy or you are not allowed back.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.